on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you happen to be new around here, my name is Trevor and this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell because we have a lot of fun adventures here in Thailand.
So this one might sound kind of weird to you, especially if you're from, say, North America, but today we're going to be going to a mega mall here in Bangkok. In our past experiences in Southeast Asia, the malls are usually pretty epic, so hopefully this one will be the same. As we mentioned in the last video, we do need a few things, or at least to look for a few things, so this seems like a good place. Also, we hear that the food court is amazing. You're gonna have to wait to see why, but I think you're gonna be surprised.
So to get to this mega mall, we're gonna have to take the Skytrain. It's actually that thing way up there. So we're trying to find the way up. Since the last video, we've taken the MRT, like the underground metro, and we figured that out. So we thought, why not? See if we can figure this one out too. All right, I always forget how cool this is.
I love that they have this. It's basically like you walk up the stairs and you're on a pedway. I wish it went a little bit farther. In other areas, it seems like you can actually walk a really long way in these pedways rather than being down on the street. It makes it a lot easier because there's obviously a lot of traffic, a lot of people down there. It's definitely quiet. We're not going to say quieter, less people, but not quieter.
Yeah. Well, this is what's neat. You got the traffic down there. We're kind of one level up, but right above us, this is like the rail line, the big concrete block.
Yeah, now we have to see if we can actually find where we buy our tickets and where we get on the train. So we got our cards. So last time, in the last video, if you watched, we took the metro and we got tokens that time. This time we got cards, so we'll have to see how that works. We tried to go to the machine. I think there are multiple machines, but the ones we went to only took coins. We definitely don't have enough coins. We went to a person. It cost 34 baht for the two of us.
There we go. I mean, this has been way too easy so far.
I know.
The other thing is we are just going one stop. I'm sure some of you will be aware of that, especially you guys from Bangkok, but we really wanted to try out the Skytrain.
So easy, one stop. I know you guys are probably laughing at us, but like Trevor just said, we did want to try it. Plus, it's like 34 degrees out, and I think we're going to be getting lots of steps in a mall today, so I'm not too worried about the exercise. First things, you actually go through a scanner when you come into the mall. I think that's pretty standard around here, but again, if you're from North America, maybe Europe, you're probably not used to seeing that. But we are at Terminal 21. This is one of the most popular malls in all of Bangkok. When you first walk in, you're actually in a little like mini market sort of thing. There's people selling jewelry and all sorts of little things.
I mean, at least at this entrance anyway, but there's all kinds of vendors here, which I don't think I've ever seen this in a mall.
Yeah.
So one of the main reasons we're here today is we're actually trying to find some things, maybe stock up on some things that we are in need of. We had some things break, we had some clothing that just isn't working out anymore.
That's the thing, it's like you travel full time, you get a lot of wear and tear on your clothes, so here and there it's nice to be in a big city where you can come to a mall with loads of choices and just replace some stuff.
I cannot get over the sheer size of this mall. I don't even know how many levels it is yet. Also, I'm starting to recognize some brands that we're familiar with already. Plus there's like live entertainment here in a mall. That's not something we see too often.
So in the past few years, I do most of my shopping around the world, especially in like H&M and Zara, because you can pretty much find them everywhere. And I used to find that they were really good for finding basics, finding tank tops and like just t-shirts and like just some really easy basic outdoor stuff. But lately it's like all crop tops, teeny tiny little things for like 20-year-old, 100-pound girls. So this does not work for me.
And we're not 20, are we?
We're not 20 and we're not 100 pounds.
We are in a mango store right now.
Yeah, this is a recent discovery in the last couple of years, and I usually find they have more, what's the word looking for? More mature clothes.
Age appropriate.
Thoughts on onesies? This looks super comfortable, but I always think about like going to the bathroom, but also stuff we have to think about because we only do like carry-on only, so we don't have a lot of space. These are long pants, so that would take
totally missed what you said. I thought this was a dress. You said a onesie.
A onesie.
Oh, it's a onesie.
It's a onesie.
All right. But like going to the bathroom in a onesie.
I know, you have to take the whole thing off. It's kind of annoying, but also would take up a fair bit of space. In my suitcase, stuff we have to be very, very mindful of when we're buying things. Success. I found a couple of things, but I'm not going to show you what they are. Stay tuned in the next next few videos, there's probably a good chance that I will wear something new, and I'll put you guys to the test. Do you really recognize the clothes that we have? So if you see something new, leave a comment in the next upcoming few videos.
So a bit of a funny story for you guys. In our past life, when we had real jobs, we used to shop at like really kind of higher end clothing brands. It's something we do not do now, but we do see those stores around in here. But when we're traveling as much as we do, we gotta watch the budget. You guys know what I mean? We gotta watch the budget. We can't be spending a lot of money. So now what we spend our money on is all things travel. We spend it more on experiences, you know, restaurants, culture, things like that. Not material things, although I'm not gonna lie, it is nice to have material things at times, isn't it? I know you guys know that. This is funny, there's a Crocs store here. We've been casually kind of talking about Crocs lately, mainly because we keep saying, should we get a pair of Crocs? I mean, that means we have no style at all, right? What's your guys' opinion on Crocs? The only reason we say it, we wear like flops, or thongs, whatever you want to call them, but when it's in rainy season, it's raining, they flop back and your clothes just get muddy. These are like slip-on kind of shoes, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a pair of Crocs that look good.
Funny enough, when we were getting on the escalator a couple floors below, I noticed it said something like floor 1 Rome, and I wondered what that meant. And then we got up a few floors and there's all this London-themed stuff. We've got a double-decker bus. So I think each floor is like a different city. I noticed it says 3 is Istanbul. But we got, you know, a London bus over here.
That's pretty impressive. And I mean,
it is.
This mall has been ultra impressive so far. This is super fun. We're just now passing passing through the Istanbul floor, and now it looks like level 4 is San Francisco, heading to the USA.
I think we are slowly making our way into the food area as we make our way up. This floor seems to be a bit more of restaurants, but that's not what we're going for today.
No, I think there's a cool food court in here somewhere.
That's the rumor.
But in general, this mall is just crazy. I mean, this is wild. We're in San Francisco right now.
Who knew? Well, we have just stumbled into a food court, but it's not just any food court. This is the biggest food court that I've ever been in. By far the biggest one in a mall. I cannot believe how many people are here and how much food is here. Now, we did make a selection. It was very hard. We went for some, like, soup, pork, tom, yum. But before we get into this, we have to explain how this whole system works, because in my pocket, I have a card. And this is how you get food. You use this little card. I'm so glad I actually researched this in advance, because if we had just shown up, I would have had no idea how this works. So basically, you can't go up and just pay for any different thing at the different kiosks. You have to go get this card first. So you kind of have to estimate where you're going to spend. We put a few hundred baht on it. You give it to the person, they give you the card back. When you're done eating, you're completely finished. If you have leftover, you take the card back and they'll give you your change back. We're actually pretty inexperienced with tom yum soup, only because normally when we see it, it often seems to have seafood in it. This one did not, so we immediately went for it, because we've been trying to keep a lookout for it. Basically, it's broth. It's got pork. I thought there'd be noodles, but there's not. Maybe you order those separately, or maybe they're not normally in here. Someone can correct us. And there's like bean sprouts and maybe some spices in there as well. One thing I don't like about this process, the condiments or the extra things that you normally put into a soup are right up at where you get it, and then you bring it back to your table. And being totally unexperienced with this, never having this dish before, I don't know what to put in it. We didn't even have cutlery with us, so if we're supposed to add stuff to this, we didn't. I'm just gonna say that up front. But I'm gonna try this broth. He did ask us if we wanted spicy, and we said yes. Maybe that was a bad idea. We'll see. Spice is such an interesting thing. Sometimes you take a bite of something that's spicy and you don't notice it until like 20 seconds later after you swallow it. This is totally different. You actually get the real like smoky, very pungenty spiciness right up front, but then it kind of goes away really, really quickly. It's so interesting. The soup itself, a little bit salty, but not too salty. I think the pork kind of adds that in there. It's quite simple, but really good. I like it. Okay, I got a big old piece of pork here, smothered in the bean sprouts. You can see kind of the broth just dripping off it. Let's go for it. That is some flavorful pork. It's absolutely delicious, really tender, but I get what Anna's saying with the spice. It hits you right away, like the minute it hits your lips, it's just like, but then it fades out over time. But with the bean sprouts as well,
It's very good. Of course, the broth is just exceptional. I'm glad we went for this dish. We've been talking about tom yum soup for a very long time now, and today's the day we finally got to try it. So looking back at the menu, there was an actual option with pork tom yum soup with noodle. So we weren't aware of that. Either way, we love the one we have. Now, moving on to this glorious dessert. This, my friends, is mango sticky rice. It is not the first time we've ever had this, but we have been missing this dessert so much. When we left Thailand, we went to Vietnam, now we're back, and we said it in the last video, like this and coconut ice cream might be our favorites, but today we're having this. Also, what is this music in the background right now? Oh, it stops the minute I say that. Okay, I got a little bit of mango, got some rice. On top of the rice itself is coconut milk, and this is just a magical little combo of flavors. I can't wait to try it again. It's been a while, you guys. Oh, I dare might say this is the best dessert in the world. I love it. I didn't know how much I needed this in my life before I got to Thailand. How is this so good? It's like 3 simple flavors that just work magic together. If you guys ever get the chance, try this out. The best part is, the music's back. The best part is, I think this was only like 35 baht. That's the thing about this food court. It's known to be one of the most affordable places in Bangkok to get food. There's so much food here, and there's cool music like this behind me.
As you guys might have heard us mention in the last few videos, we've had some camera equipment break recently, one being a GoPro, a couple of other things. It's just, I guess, the nature of traveling and doing what we do. We go through a lot of equipment. It's an expensive job, you guys, but keeping a lookout for some new stuff.
Yeah,
we're not going to buy it today, but at least we can see what they got.
We haven't come across like tech stores in a while. This one's called Banana. Interesting name.
Odd name.
We're on another floor, the Hollywood floor.
It seems to be also a combo of like tech stores, phone stores, and salons and spas.
Well, they did have a GoPro there, which is the camera we need to replace. We don't use the GoPro very often at all. It just would be nice to have for like when you're on a beach and things like that to go underwater. But it was $750 for
Canadian.
Canadian. That's a lot of money for a GoPro for a camera you don't use that often. Do you guys even care? Would you even want to see footage with the GoPro underwater or in the water? We're just curious, but it is a good tool to have in our back pocket, isn't it?
Yeah, we're looking at a few other things like the Insta360.
Yeah, Insta360 is another camera that looks pretty cool. It's not just for 360, but I think it can kind of be the RS or something.
And then the DJI.
Yeah.
So anyway,
not to bore you guys with tech talk, but if there's any camera nerds out there like me, let me know what you think, your opinion. Like the GoPro, there's the DJI Osmo, and there's also an Insta360 RS. It's the one I've been eyeing. I just need to find a better price. But don't worry, we'll always use this camera as the main camera.
Here's something I never thought I'd be talking about in a vlog, but I just went to the public washrooms here in the mall, and fancy toilets. They've got like the built-in bidet and dryer, and it does the whole thing. It's just not heated, that's the only thing. But
Look
otherwise,
at this.
Look at this.
It's got those. In a mall.
In a mall. That's amazing.
Well, I still can't get over the sheer massive size of this super mall. Should I call it a mega mall, a super mall? This place is insanely huge, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, we spent quite a few hours here. Obviously, we didn't film the entire thing because that would be really boring. But it's bigger than you can even imagine. I don't even know if we saw the whole thing.
Oh, not even close. There's all these like around the main stores and like the center of the mall. There's these kind of like back alleys with kind
tiny
of local,
little boutiques in them.
Like there's so much to see and do here. You could come here all day, like multiple days. It's worth
but
coming
I'm curious if you are from Bangkok or if you've spent some time here. Do you have a favorite mall? Is this your favorite mall? Is it a different one? Leave some recommendations below in the comments because I'd love to hear it.
So if you guys got this far in the video, it's Trevor and Anna, delightful travelers. Make sure to hit subscribe, leave us a comment, hit the like button because that really helps us out. We also want to say a big thanks to our Patreon and our YouTube channel members for all the extra support, but all you guys watching.
Especially in times like this when things like our GoPro dies.
I know.
It's extra helpful to have you amazing supporters.
We do have some more Bangkok videos coming up, so make sure to hit the subscribe button. We can't wait to show you more of this amazing city.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Bangkok, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.